This is the latest project, preset switch, copied from the other projects. A Nano drives 4 relays, USB in, USB out, USB in, USB out, etc. So there are 4 ports, 4, 3, 2, 1. And I've got an LED connected up here. So normally you would wire the import to a computer and the output to your camera or device like that. And what this does is it allows you to control these ports from the computer. So for example, here we go, I can turn the port on, the LED comes on indicating the port's active, and you can see that power is applied. Turn it off. I can turn them all on, I can turn them all off, etc. So it also operates via Bluetooth as well. It has a Bluetooth connector here that you can plug a Bluetooth device to it. I'm driving it off 12 volts because you can't draw that much current through a single USB port, so you need 12 volts. It has a regulator here, 7805, which drops it down to 5 volts, reverse voltage protection, etc. So these jumper switches, and there are 4 of them, these jumper switches are used for either you can switch it to hub power, so in other words it derives it from the 12 volts via the 7805 regulator, or U standing for USB port, so the power would come from the import of that USB pair. So you can see diodes for reverse voltage protection, etc. So this is the latest project. Works extremely well. As I said, you can turn a port on, you can turn a port off. LEDs here indicate that the port's going on and off, and so on. So you can also assign labels for each of these ports. So for example here we could call this camera, for example, and save that. And that is remembered by the application, so that next time you start it up, all that's remembered. So it has much similar code to what the myFocuser and other projects have. What you couldn't do is not drive it from 12 volts. If you didn't have 12 volts connected here and you tried to power on all these 4 relays, it would try to draw the power from that USB connection to the computer, and that would actually fail because you can't draw that much current. So that's why you need the 12 volt supply. So this particular way, if your guide camera or something else stops working, you can easily just turn the device off by clicking the port. The device is off. Give it 10 seconds to allow the device to reset itself, and then turn it back on again, and you have your connection re-established without even going to your observatory or your remote location and having to unplug cables, etc. So that's pretty nifty. It's called the myUSBCtrlr, and it's available on SourceForge.